Today's guest, Mr. Ashutosh Bhalerao, is someone who has built real operational muscle across the supply chain world.
It is a reflection of how well you manage your processes, how well you manage your teams.
One thing that caught my eye, Mr. Bhalerao, you implemented multi-modal transport and managed to reduce freight costs and increase cargo safety.
All these has led and evolved over the period. Now, sitting here in 2025, with you have AI, blockchain, and data science and whatnot.
I love how you connected the freight reality with the future responsibility. And especially that idea of logistics evolving from speed to sustainability. Hey everyone, welcome to FaceTime with Leaders, a podcast by Directors Institute, World Council of Directors. This is where we dive into raw conversations with global decision makers, boardroom strategists, and the people who actually run the systems that run the world. Today's guest, Mr. Ashutosh Bhalerao, is someone who has built real operational muscle across the supply chain world. And we are not just talking about efficiency metrics here. We are talking about turnarounds, scale, resilience, and transformation. From boosting OTIF across pharma majors to slashing inventory costs to building real-time planning systems across continents, Mr. Bhalerao has seen it all. We are excited to get into not just what he has done, but how he thinks and what future-ready supply chains and leadership really look like in his world.
Thank you. It's a pleasure having you here.
All right, Mr. Bhalerao, let's start simple. Yeah. So you have had a solid 28 years across industries, teams, and technologies. But take us back to the start. In your own words, how did this journey begin?
Post my engineering, I did my computer engineering. One thing was very clear for me. That life was not for me. The life of a coder, a programmer sitting behind a desk with minimal interactions with others, at least in the initial years, was not for me. So then what? Then I joined my MBA school, and in those 2 years, I was exposed to a lot of other things which either I was not aware of: finance, supply chain, operations, marketing, HR, and that's where the world opened to me, and that's where I learned, yes, this life is for me. Supply chain operations is for me. And over the last 29 years, yes, that just has solidified what I've felt. Yeah, I'm in my own world now, supply chain.
Absolutely, absolutely, Mr. Bhalerao. In fact, that's such a grounded and beautiful start. But what really struck me is how you did not gloss over the messy parts. You gave us a real sense of what those early years look like and how each step, deliberate or accidental, shaped your lens. So, Mr. Bhalerao, you have boosted OTIF dramatically in multiple companies. For folks who did not live in the ops world like me, could you explain what makes on time, in full, such a make or break metric? And how do you keep it from just being a number to something that teams actually believe in?
On time, in full, yeah, to many it may seem just a number, but definitely it is not. Especially when you have to face real-time situations, when you have to face and ensure that the patient gets the time at the time he requires it, when you have to deliver the product to the consumers, to your buyers, to your customers at the time they want it, in full they want it. This impacts not only your brand, your company's reputation, but also solidifies the image, proves that you're a trustworthy source of medicines or any product which we sell, boosts your top line and of course the bottom line, which ultimately is the goal of the organization. A reflection of a number, it is a reflection of how well you manage your processes, how well you manage your teams, and how it reflects on how efficiently you're coordinating and delivering value to the business, to your customers, to the entire value chain. Now, starting at, I mean, just an example, starting at Century almost 13 years back, we had maybe 2, 3 on time in full orders out of 10 to our customers, leading not only to dissatisfied customers, but they were going away from us. And that's where the challenge lies. If you don't have customers, you don't have orders. If you don't have orders, you don't have a top line. You don't have a top line. You don't have a bottom line. How do you manage this? Yeah, then we're bringing in a critical thinking. Paper industry is slightly a backward technology in terms of technology adoption, in terms of process adoption. So bringing in those processes, bringing in the bottoms of planning, engaging with your customers on what they want, actually, when they want, doing some predictive analytics of studying their pattern of purchases, studying their end usage, all ties up together to make a solid sales and manufacturing plan and ensure that you stick and deliver to that. The SOP and S&OP implementation, real S&OP, not just the sales and operations, but in integrated business planning platform, ensure that, span of few months, we went from 3 to 4 on time in full orders to more than 8 orders on time in full. That just boosted the company's reputation, brought customers back to us, and increased our bottom line. Ultimately, that was what was required, and that was what we were tasked with.
That's such a powerful way to look at OTIF, Mr. Bhalerao. Not just as a mainstream, but as a mirror for trust, alignment, and credibility. And you know what I loved? I love that you did not skip the messy parts, the resistance, the cultural shift, the workshops. Amazing. All right. So one thing that caught my eye, Mr. Bhalerao, you implemented multi-modal transport and managed to reduce freight costs and increase cargo safety. Looking ahead, how do you personally see the future of logistics evolving, especially with the sustainability lens getting sharper every year?
So yes, multimodal logistics, while today is a done thing. I mean, it's something which is known, but back in 2004, 2005, it was not a very well known and very adopted scenario. Primarily, people were not aware. The infrastructure was not that great as it is today now. It has evolved considerably in the last couple of decades. So what has happened over the last 20 years? Yes, we implemented the multimodal logistics, partnered with good people, good with for every corridor, not just one one size fits all. Then you also improve on the packaging to sustain to ensure that your losses are minimal. All these has led and evolved over the period. Now, sitting here in 2025, with you have AI, blockchain, and data science and whatnot. All these energies, all these technologies are being uh, inculcated, and they are being used not just as a now with today's scenario with leading technologies like AI, blockchain, machine learning, and so on. They just help us bring logistics to the fore, multimodal transportation to the fore, and ensure a more smooth, faster, and a predictive delivery to our customers. That just enhances our value proposition of the organization, and of course, the brand that you stand for.
That was such a wide angle yet grounded view, Mr. Bhalerao. I love how you connected the freight reality with the future responsibility. And especially that idea of logistics evolving from speed to sustainability. Great, great. So continuing our conversation, post-COVID, everyone's talking about supply chain resilience, but that can mean 100 different things to 100 different people. So let me ask you directly. When you think about a truly resilient supply chain in 2025, what does that actually look like to you?
Resilience today is not just about being agile, being adaptable, but it also reflects your top line, on your ESG scores, and the trust of the brand that you promote, that you are delivering to the customer. So yes, the resilience does, of course, the basic foundation for that is how well you adapt, how agile you are, how you are utilizing your technology, how you are utilizing your data, how process oriented your entire value chain is. Definitely, that's the backbone. So now, but today, resilience is just not an option. It's a reality for us that we have to manage and enhance and continue on forever. Either you're there or you're just out of the news.
That was powerful, Mr. Bhalerao. That was truly, truly powerful. I love how you peeled back the buzzword and gave us a real, lived-in definition of resilience, especially that moment during the pandemic. It's those raw insights that remind us that leadership isn't about avoiding risk. It's about absorbing it, adapting, and still moving forward with clarity.
That's correct. Very true. And the during the COVID days, especially the early days when nothing was sure, where were you allowed to go out? Were you allowed to take delivery of your materials which you are going to use in your manufacturing? Whether you will be allowed, how well will you be allowed to ensure that you deliver to your customers? Everything was grey. And yes, so talking to your customers, talking to your suppliers, managing the internal team is the most paramount thing. And especially one thing, utilizing the technology at that point in time, digitizing processes which either to which were manual or which were verbal, like we talk to each other, give instructions, but digitizing those, building your data infrastructure, ensuring that all your data points are connected seamlessly. Yes, that has brought us to this level. And then, yes, not just pharma as an industry, but many other industries, all other essential industries, have gone through this phase. Many have emerged stronger, more fundamental in their approach. Their approach has changed.
Great. All right, Mr. Bala, now we have hit the strategy and scale. Now time for something light. So this is our rapid fire round, 5 1 questions, and we would love your first instinct answers. No thinking hard, not at all. All right. Shall we start? Okay. So here goes the first question. What's your go-to comfort food after a long work week?
Vada pav.
A true Mumbaiker at heart. Vada pav. Great. All right. Second question. A song or artist that always gets you pumped for the day.
Songs from Tal, the music by A.R. Rahman, the beats, they just pump you up and energize you, charge you.
Okay. That's different. All right. Moving on to the next question. One gadget or app you can't live without right now.
Kindle. I
Sorry?
have been on Kindle. I have been on Kindle,
Okay.
Amazon's
I
Kindle.
heard that Tinder.
No. It was Kindle.
Okay.
Yeah. The physical books, I don't have any more space. Yeah, Kindle has become my go-to library for the last more than 13 years now. Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. All right. Fourth question. Vacation spot you would love to escape to if work paused for a week.
I think I love beaches.
Okay. In India or abroad?
Weeks, India, of course. But if it's longer, then probably maybe. Let's see.
Okay. And the last question of the rapid fire round. If you open your desk drawer, what's the most unexpected thing we will find?
Empty. I don't have paper. It's all on laptops or your or phones or your tabs. Nothing except for some basic stationery.
That was fun, Mr. Bhalerao. That was truly, truly amazing. I love the conversation. All right, continuing. Mr. Bhalerao, The pharmaceutical industry, especially since the pandemic, has been under increasing pressure to safeguard its supply chain from fraud. And we have seen a rise in counterfeit raw materials, ghost vendors, and even fake logistic providers sneaking into the system. So, given your current role leading global master data governance at Sun Pharma and your deep background in supply chain and ERP implementation, how do you approach strengthening the integrity of the supply chain?
The approach, again, not one thing fits all. What we are going through or we have gone through or implemented, maybe other organizations may take some of that, they can evolve, they can take something else. But for us, yes, you have to set up a process. We have set up a process to identify uh, unusual activity, okay, abnormalities in the system. So they are flagged off even before they become a little, more than a little problem. So we try and nip in the bud itself. We also implemented counterfeiting measures in our packaging, in the way we communicate with our patients, so that they are aware and they are assured, and they can look up this is a genuine Sun product or not, or it's a counterfeit. Of course, legal actions unfortunately have to be taken. Some harsh decisions, harsh actions need to be taken to uh, eliminate and protect and safeguard your brands. But yeah, more importantly, that requires a lot of data at each granular level, in each individual, each function, whether be your manufacturing, be it your supply chain, be it your sales, be it your HR. Everything earlier was in silos. Yeah, very well there, very much there for their own needs, but in silos. So if you have to make a uh, meaningful noise about it, make an informed decision, that used to take time, maybe hours, maybe days, but definitely it was and intense manpower in that process. So pandemic and over, and of course beyond that also, that has taught us to have a unified approach to all data. So bring in all data on one platform, ensure that they talk to each other in a meaningful way, so that your analysis, your the the course of action that you take, decisions that you take are informed data decisions in a very timely manner, in a very short manner. Yeah, has this come very seamlessly? Obviously not. People are resistant to change. People do distrust. They are don't want to give up their no powers, center of powers. So yes, it has been a challenge, not only in technical terms, but yes, managing people, managing expectations, bringing out a transformation. But yes, slowly and surely, we are going there and getting there.
Mr. Bhalerao, let me tell you, that was incredibly insightful, especially your point about trust being the real raw material in this industry.
Yes, trust I mean, in high integrity, trust. All these are very much mandatory in and financial sectors. They even require these kind of attributes: high integrity approach, high resilience, and a lot of counterfeiting measures that need to be implemented. Some may be different considering the industry, but yeah, essentially, bottom line is everyone has to have that and has to evolve and be up to a level that you are protecting your assets.
Really, really insightful. Really insightful. All right. So, Mr. Bhalerao, let me ask you this. You recently joined Directors Institute, or someone as seasoned as you. What inspired you to make that decision?
Honestly, I feel that this is the right time to upskill. One, of course, you have to keep on learning, keep on evolving. Otherwise, you tend to stagnate. Uh, Learning about AI, data science, yes, to an extent, it is good. We can understand that. But then what? So you have to manage something. So now having gone through 9 years in supply chain, data science, data governance, implementing the strategies and operating on that, now I feel that I'm already influencing the board level teams, the management teams, but not a seat on that. So I said, why not? So let's go there. But then to go there, to be a part of that, you have to go through a formalized training process. Yes, Directors Institute has. I mean, I found that it does offer all that kind of things, and it also prepares you not just as a theoretical nature or work, but yeah, through practical approaches, through training sessions, how you present yourself, how you know link with others, connect with others, the softer skills.
Such an honest and refreshing take, Mr. Bhalerao. I love what you said about unlearning being just as important as learning, and how boardroom thinking is already shaping the way you lead today. Great. Great, Mr. Bhalerao.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the framework that I'm going through with the Directors Institute is not just a theoretical framework. Uh, it is making me a more deliberate leader, and I am seeing the effect of this in my day-to-day life, in the way I am approaching uh, issues and problems. The same problems and issues which I used to address in a specific manner. I'm now slowly getting into a different role, different way of managing things, and a surprising thing for me also. I mean, if to learn about governance, I had to actually unlearn a lot of things, a lot of assumptions had to be broken down before I actually am started. It's a journey. I am not there fully as yet, but yes, I hope to eventually, yes, be there.
So, Mr. Bhalerao, let me thank you not just for walking us through your systems and frameworks, but for opening up about the mindset and the moments behind. You know, there's something deeply inspiring in how you mix precision with empathy. It's not just operations, it's leadership at work.
Yeah, I mean, if I look at it and point that the board today doesn't really require only the people, in a specific vertical or in a specific rhetoric. You also require people who are the board who can read data, understand data in different languages. They can understand the resilience and of course all the nuances and all the new technologies, how to adopt them and how to ensure a good governance mechanism is in place for the organization.
Absolutely. And thank you once again, Mr. Bhalerao, for joining in. And to everybody tuning in, whether you are running operations, setting strategy, or stepping into board roles, I hope this conversation gives you something to take back to your own table. This is FaceTime with Leaders, powered by Directors Institute. Until next time, keep learning, keep leading, and stay future ready. Thank you so much.